Alright guys, we're here at Mountain Extreme in Rockton, PA because finally the dealers around here are finally starting to get some new Can-Am inventory, and I know I'm a little late to the party. This machine's been out for almost a year now, but we're finally getting here to look at a brand new Can-Am Commander. So at this point, you guys have probably already studied enough of these. You know all the specs. You've seen these out there in action a little bit. But I wanted to take some time here, get to see one of these in person, so I can give you my thoughts on Can-Am's new redesign of the Commander.
But before I do, a big thank you and shout out to Mountain Extreme of Rockton, PA for allowing me to come into their showroom to film for you guys. They have a great selection of machines, apparel, and gear for all your riding needs. So if you're located in the central PA area and are looking to get into a new Can-Am, check them out at rockton.carnsequipment.com.
So since we're here on the outside, let's go ahead and talk about the styling, because I really love the looks of the way they redesigned it. Now obviously it's based mostly on the new Maverick Sport, which I think plays very well to the Commander. A few differences. There are some differences here to the front grille. One thing I will mention that I'm kind of mixed feelings about is the front does kind of look pug-nosed without the front bumper. But as you can see, as we pan around here on one of these four-seater Macs with this bumper on the front, I think that improves the looks by leaps and bounds. And I'd say this is an accessory put on there right from the get-go. So from the front wheel well back here to the back of the passenger compartment is pretty close and pretty much right on par with the new Maverick Sports. And then once you get into the end here, I think they really fit the design of the bed in nice with the looks of the machine. And as we get to the back of the bed, I really like the sleekness of the tailgate design. It's not a big boxy trap. They've added just a few little contours to it to give it a little more stylish look, and I think it plays very well with the overall look. While we're at the dump bed, we might as well go ahead and talk about it a little bit, because this is a decently sized dump bed. Of course, like I said, these have been out a while. You guys know all the features. We've got the tie downs here. This does use their quick lock system, so there's all kinds of accessories you can get to deck this guy out. I'm sure you guys have seen how the side panels come off here pretty easy, but I'm going to be thorough, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at her as well, with just a couple of these little clips that twist and pull out. And then this guy just pops off. This side you have storage for an extra belt and your CVT tool in case you ever have to pull a belt and replace it on the trail. These belts have been holding up very well on these in the new Maverick Sports. So chances of you having to change a belt on the trail should not be too great. Unless, of course, you're running big, huge 35-inch tires and playing in the deep mud. But that's going to hurt your belt no matter what machine you have. And, of course, the other side pops off, too, and it has a little storage compartment for something like, say, a jumper cables, a little Can-Am toolkit you can get will fit right in that compartment as well. And of course, you have nice big handles, metal, mind you, not cheap plastic. These are metal handles for the dump bed. And this isn't no little cheap hydraulic ram on there either. It pretty much almost takes two hands when it's empty to shut this guy. Now, something you guys might not have seen yet is the ram on this dump bed actually has just a couple quick cotter pins here. You can pull either down low or up high. That will allow you to tilt this bed on back. Give you a little easier access if you got to get in here and maintenance something, or if you got some stubborn sand or soil in there that just don't want to come out, you can dump her on back just a little bit more to try to get that out of there as well. One of the best features of the new Maverick Sports when they redesigned them was the full doors they use, and the Can-Am Commander gets pretty much the exact same doors. Automotive style latches here on the outside. Nice heavy duty rubber seal that goes the whole way around, so the door is sealed nice and tight when it's closed. And you also have a handle on the inside too, which is nice. So that means you'll either have to reach in or out to open or close the door. Moving on to the inside. Seats are very comfy, guys. Very comfy. Seating position is kind of a mix between sitting down in like you would in your Razor and sitting up high in like you would in an R-Max. And being this is based largely on the new Maverick Sport platform, the interior will be very recognizable as it pretty much shares all the same features as the new Mavericks. So you have your nice steering wheel mounted display right here that tilts with the steering wheel, so no matter how you have it, you can see it easy enough. We're good on this side. We got headlights, high and low beams. We got your four-wheel drive over here, your rear, front, and diff lock here on the center. You got your key right here with your push button start. And of course you have several blanks here too for extra rocker switches for all your lights or whatever other accessories you want, as well as a couple you could punch out here in the center dash. Right behind your gear selector, which is gated, which is very nice. Ample foot room in here. They give you a nice little footrest for your left foot. Pedal position is pretty comfy too. And there's also plenty of foot room down here if you really want to stretch your feet out. Once we're inside and have the door shut, there is plenty of room here for your knee, even with the door closed, so you're not going to have to worry about knocking your knee off of that all the time. But one thing to note, if you are on the taller side, your right leg here will probably be hitting up against the center console here as you're riding. It would have been nice to have an added cushion right here, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a pain, literally. Again, you guys know this by now. The new Can-Am Commanders, just like the Maverick Sports, have plenty of storage. You got the little glove box up here that'll work for goggles or a phone if you want to try to keep it dry. These aren't watertight, but they would be water resistant. I'm sure you could probably add some rubber in here if you want to try to keep the elements out a little better. Same for the big glove box here. It's nice and deep, plenty of storage in here. And I have to say, overall comfort in this Commander is excellent, which I was expecting, having been in a Maverick Sport, that this was going to share that, and it absolutely does. I could see this being a machine that's going to be easy to ride in all day, whether you're out there doing chores with a dump bed or just out hitting the trail to enjoy a nice ride. You're not going to have to worry about getting tired riding all day in this buggy. Let's move over here. We'll check out the amount of room the passengers are going to have, which I'm sure it's going to be just as ample as the driver's side. One thing to note, it is a pretty good step to get up and in the machine, just like the Maverick Sports, but it's nothing awful. Passengers get 2 footrests, one for the left, one for the right. Again, seating position is very comfy in this guy. Again, with the door closed, your right knee is going to have plenty of room for movement without slamming into the door. And being you don't have to worry about the pedals, your left leg actually is going to be able to be stretched out farther, so that keeps your knee a lot farther away from this center console. And obviously this is not trying to be a little narrow 50-inch machine. You've got plenty of shoulder room between passengers and lots of shoulder room between the door. Though again, you broader shoulder guys may end up riding against the door a little bit, but it's not going to be awful. The seats are well bolstered, so they're going to keep you planted good and firm. So you shouldn't have too much moving around when you're on them rocky trails. Nice seatbelt demo during that. As far as I can tell, maintenance on the Commander is going to be super easy.
The oil fill is easy to get at here under the passenger side of the bed. With the bed up, you can get right at it. And also located right here on top is the transmission fill for when you replace your transmission oil. The belly of the Commander is arched for that extra ground clearance, which will help when you have to crawl under to access your oil drain plugs. The front differential, however, may be a slightly different story. As you guys can see, it's buried pretty good, so getting at it even with a gear oil pump to refill after you drain might be a touch on the tricky side. Air filter access can be gained in seconds with just a simple removal of the one side panel here, and you can reach right in to get to your air filter. And there is a little removable access panel here in the hood, but there isn't anything under there more than just the 2 brake reservoirs for your front and rear brakes. And something you big mud guys will appreciate, the front grille pops right out quick and easy for radiator cleaning after you hit them big, deep, slimy mud holes.
So overall, do I think Can-Am went in the right direction with the new Commander redesign? I think it's going to be leaps and bounds over the first gen, and I think it's going to be a very competitive side-by-side in the sport utility market. So the real question I know you guys are going to ask, how's it going to do against my R-Max? Well, we may find out in the future, because I am looking to pick up a machine here come next year with a dump bed, and this guy is right on the top of my list. So we may have some R-Max versus Commander action for you guys in the near future, or not so near future, depending when I can talk my wife into let me get one. But overall, I am impressed with the Commander redesign. I think they did a very excellent job. Again, they based it on the Maverick Sport, which is an awesome machine, so they really couldn't have gone wrong. So now that this guy has been out for a while, I want to know what your thoughts are on the Can-Am Commander. Just let me know in the comments below. So once again, I want to give a big shout out to Mountain Extreme here in Rockton, PA for allowing me to come into the showroom to give you my first initial impressions of the new Can-Am Commander. We have very few Can-Am dealers here in Central PA, especially that has a good selection of machines in stock for you, and Mountain Extreme here does. And hopefully, as I said, here in the future, we'll get some actual ride time in one of these, whether it's my new machine, hint, hint, or we get together with someone that has one, maybe the owner of this guy, as he just popped in to finish the paperwork. But either way, maybe we can get one of these guys out on the trail in the near future so I can give you my riding impressions of it. So I know this was just kind of a short, quick walk around. My time with this was limited. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, keep on riding.